Hey guys, it's Justin and welcome back to another video. In today's video, let's talk about the best credit cards to build credit on. Before we get to start on that, I want to talk to you guys about why credit is so necessary and why it's so important. Credit is used to utilize the bank's money to be able to finance things. So the biggest example is going to be homes or big purchases like cars, furniture, stuff like that. But you want to be careful about these things because cars depreciate in value. Furniture, once you purchase it, you still have to pay the monthly payment, but you're not getting anything in return. You have to really be careful on how you utilize your credit. Well, the biggest example that I can give you guys is going to be homes. Let's say, for example, you want to purchase a home at $350,000. Now, unless you have a lot of cash in reserve, you wouldn't buy a home for $350,000. On top of that, even if you had that type of money, you wouldn't want to spend all that $350,000 in getting that home. Why not finance it for 30 or 20 or 10 years in a monthly payment and pay it off while you have enough money coming in to do other things? So that's what credit is. So the better your credit is, the higher you get to get financed. There's more options for you, lower down payments, etc., and things that will just basically make your finance a lot more easier and better for your future. So that's why you need credit, and that's why credit cards are so useful in today's day and market. Now let's talk about how you can establish good credit. When I explain to you guys these 5 credit cards that I'm going to tell you guys, remember, you don't want to spend all of your credit line. So when you guys get a credit card, there's going to be a credit line. Whatever you get approved for, maybe $500, maybe $1,000, $2,000, you don't want to use all of that credit line. You only want to use 30% of your credit line. That tells the credit bureaucracy and basically the banks that you know how to utilize your credit and that you're not going to be overspending on all your credit limits. So in the future, if you get qualified for, let's say, $10,000 and you use full $10,000, the bank's not going to trust you because they know that maybe this person can't pay all their payment of the $10,000 and they're just financing every single year with the APR. So you want to be very careful about that. On top of that, to establish good credit, you want to make sure you have a good credit history, which means that you're paying off all your payments 2 times a month. Now, some people say you only have to pay it once a month, but you really don't want to do that. You want to pay it 2 times because the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is your credit history. Now, if you pay 2 times every single month, you're going to get a bigger credit history, and that might qualify you guys for a better credit score. So every single month, you want to pay 2 credits once every 2 weeks. And lastly, it's just basically maintaining a long credit history. Don't close any credit cards if you get a credit card. Just keep it on. If you are paying for an annual fee credit card, make sure you guys downgrade. You can ask them to downgrade you guys to a $0 annual fee. Just hold on to that credit card. You can use it once a month or, whenever you guys need, but keep onto it. Don't close it because remember, it's the longer credit history. Once you close an account, your history disappears on that account, so it makes it smaller. So make sure you guys keep hold of every single credit card you have. With that being said, let's talk about the 5 best credit cards that you guys can utilize to build credit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys my screen and I'm going to show you from 1 to 5. 1 being a credit card for no history of credit and basically a starter, and 5 being people who have credit or have been having a credit card but wanting to utilize their credit into building more and more better credit score. All right guys, so let's start off with the first one, which is going to be the Petal 2 credit card. Now, this credit card is probably the best credit card that you're going to get when you're starting off with no credit or you're starting to build your credit. The reason why is because this credit card is a little different than any other credit card on specific banks. So what they do is they don't look at your credit history. So when you go apply for a credit card, they're going to look at your credit history to see if you are qualified or not. But Petal 2 is a little different. They don't even check your credit card history. They care about your bank statements, your payment histories, your saving accounts. Basically, what are you doing with your money? Credit is not a really big factor on this credit card, which is really great for people who are just starting to build credit because it's hard to get a credit card when you have no credit. So this is probably the best one that you're going to go for. And with this being said, there are no fees with this credit card. So there's no annual fees, there's no late fees. But with the no late fee, they do require you to pay a minimum balance every single month. But if you're getting a credit card, make sure you guys are paying your payments off every single month. I mean, there should be no factor of having a late payment. So with that being said, there is also 1% cashback on all eligible purchases right away and 1.5% cashback after making 12 on-time monthly payments, and then 2 to 10% depending on what merchandise there is with promotions and stuff like that. Now, One of the biggest factor about this credit card also is that your credit limit is actually bigger than any other credit card. So when you guys get a secured credit card or different credit cards with no credit history, they're going to qualify you guys for a smaller credit line. But with this credit card, they're going to give you minimum $500, which is really big, and up to $10,000. So this credit card is really good. I guess a con is that this has no special financing offer. But with that being said, you guys shouldn't be using credit cards to finance purchases. So you should have no problem with that. And there's no welcome bonus, which is a little bummer, but it shouldn't be too bad as this credit card all around is a really good credit card. Let's go on to the second credit card, which is the Discovered It Secured credit card. So before we go on to Discover It Secured credit card, let me give you guys an example of what a secured credit card is. In the credit card world, I guess, there is unsecured and secured credit card. So basically unsecured means is basically you don't have to put a deposit as a collateral, and that whatever your payments are is whatever they is, and whatever your credit line is whatever it is. And that's just how it goes if you have a good credit score. But with secured credit cards, it's for people who have no credit score, or they're rebuilding their credit score, and they haven't had a long credit history. What it is that in collateral, so it means when you sign up for this card, they're going to ask you to deposit either $500, $50, $200, $300, whatever it is, and they're going to hold onto that money as collateral for them to keep in safety, just in case you don't pay any of your payments. That way they can use that to pay for the purchases if you do decide to not pay it, which you should, but just in case. And if you do have a good credit history of that and you are paying off all your payments, they basically give you the refund, but it's just a secured way that the banks hold on to your money to make sure that you are paying all your balances. Now with the Discover It, this is probably the best secured credit card you're gonna get because one, it is a $0 annual fee credit card, but on top of that, it is a cashback program saying that you'll get 2% cashback at gas stations and restaurants, and 1% unlimited for every single other purchase. Usually with secure credit cards, you're not going to get a cashback, but with this credit card, you do get a cashback. It is a big APR, 22.99%, which is pretty big on the interest rate. So hopefully you guys aren't using credit cards to finance your purchases. All around good credit card. Another thing is that what happens with this Discovered It Secure credit card is that for 8 months, if you have a great history and that you're paying your payments, they will put you into a unsecured credit card after 8 months, which means that you'll get your deposit back, and basically you won't have to put any deposits or collateral in that instance. Now let's talk about the third credit card, which is mostly for students, which if you're building your credit, you're probably going to be students. So I wanted to include this credit card to show you guys what is the best offer if you are a student, which is the Discover It Student Cashback Credit Card. So what's good about this credit card is that there's also a cashback program. It starts at 5% cashback on everyday purchases at different locations. You're going to have a rotation of what 5% cashback you're going to get. Either it could be Amazon, PayPal, grocery stores, restaurants, or anything like that. And also on top of that, you have a unlimited 1% cashback on all other purchases, which is great. And also, just like all these cards, you're going to get $0 annual fee, and your APR is going to be a little less, which is 12.99% to 21.99%, which hopefully you guys are not going to be using, and you're going to be paying off your balances every single month. On top of that, if you do decide that you do have to purchase something big, you have 0% for the 6 months on purchases. So when you sign up for the credit card, you're going to have 0% APR for the next 6 months if you do decide that that is something that you need. On top of that, you do have a generous welcome bonus, and something that's really cool about this credit card is something called Good Grades Rewards, which basically every single year, if your GPA is 3.0 or higher, you do get a $20 credit, which basically you can buy 3 Chipotle bowls or 2 Chipotle bowls, and basically so much more other things that you can spend money on, but they give you $20 free for students. Let's talk about the fourth and the fifth one. The fourth and the fifth one are probably the credit cards that if you have credit and you want to start building more credit with the best offers available, these are the credit cards. So number 4 is going to be the Chase Freedom Unlimited credit card. Now, you can either get the Chase Freedom Flex or the Unlimited, but I think Unlimited is a little bit better than the Flex. With all these credit cards, obviously there's going to be no annual fees because I don't like paying annual fees for credit cards. I feel like credit cards should be free, not something that you have to pay to use for the bank. It just doesn't make sense to me. So this is a 0 annual fee. On top of that, you're going to get a 0% APR purchases for the 15 months, so 1 year and 3 months. basically 0% APR if you do need to finance anything in those 15 months period. And then after the 15 months, you're going to get 14.99% to 23.74%, depending on your credit and basically what they give you for the next regular APR. On top of that, they do have a welcome bonus of $200 cash back after you spend $500 on purchases in your first 3 months of your account opening, which is pretty much easy. Just put all your, your rent or stuff onto the credit card, and after $500, you're gonna get $200 back, which means you've only spent $300, which is good. If you don't spend $500 in 3 months, do not get this credit card. Do not think of this incentive as you need to get this credit card. Welcome bonuses are there to give incentives to people to sign up, but don't sign up just for the bonuses, guys. Sign up for basically the whole credit card and for you to gain more credit. On top of that, Chase does have their own reward system where you guys can transfer the reward points into their own thing and get more money on flights and stuff like that. So all in all, this is a great credit card, and you're going to get cash back, $0 annual fee, and basically low APR compared to other credit cards. Fifth one that I want to talk to you guys about is going to be the Citi Double Cash Card. Chase Freedom Unlimited and the Citi Double Cash Card, pretty similar. But this feature is a little different. This one is 2% cash back on all purchases. So basically how it happens is 1% will be given to you guys when you purchase, and 1% will be given to you guys once you pay your bills. So it's basically an incentive for you guys to pay your bills. That way you get both 2%. Obviously, of course, it's $0 annual fee, and the APR is 13.99% to 23.99%. But just like the other card, you're gonna get 0%, but not for 15 months, but the first 18 months. You're gonna get additional 3 months. So that's 1 year and 6 months, if I believe so. Pretty much that's it. And it is a great credit card with basically $0 annual fee. Hopefully you guys like this video. For my recommendations, if you are a student, I would get the Discover It student credit card. If you're not a student, but you're just starting to build credit, I would go with the Petal 2. And on top of that, if you are building your credit, I would go for the Chase Reserve Unlimited or the Citi Double Cash Card. But for me, I like the Double Cash Card just because I get 2% on everything and I don't have to worry about a lot of things, and it's just 2% on every single purchase that I make, which is great. With that being said, guys, start off with one, after 6 to 8 months, then go on to the next credit card. Don't go ahead and buy all of these at once. Make sure you guys are getting one, making sure you get your credit history, and make sure you guys have your payments all set and done, and then add another credit card. And that way you guys can utilize more credit and more credit history for the future to get you guys that 800 credit score. But with that being said, you guys can like and subscribe, as I do make an effort to make these videos for you guys. And hopefully this was educational and you guys did learn something about credit cards. Lastly, if you are looking to buy or sell a home here in Georgia, feel free to contact me as I can be your realtor. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.